All right, little nugget butts. All right, little nugget butts. Let's go. Let's go, 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 go. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Hey there, everyone. It's Anthony, back with another video here on Single and Placing. Hi. Hope you're having a fantastic day, weekday, weekend, week, month, evening, morning, overnight, all of that good stuff. We're out here at the Westminster Hills Open Space Diag Park for another vlog. I'm going to try to respond to some comments, but quickly get through one topic that I forgot to mention in the last vlog. And I think that's it before we dive into... Oh, and I wanted to actually talk about my diamond painting progress, because I also skipped over that completely last vlog. But yeah, I said a second ago, I didn't mean to do that. I went to go unhook Dune from his leash to let him off leash. I actually unhooked the leash from my waist. So if I would have let go, he would have just taken off running with the leash still attached. I'm like, whoops, wrong end. So yeah, we've got these two boys out here. Yes, we've got these two babies. And yeah, I just finished with my last vlog as far as it processing onto YouTube. And I mentioned in that vlog that I was committing to uploading in 4K just to get some practice in with uploading in that format. And I had never been able to get my videos to process into 4K, even though I used to film in 4K, but then when I'd put everything into iMovie and upload it, it always gave me 1080p as the maximum resolution. So I was like, why do I keep filming in 4K, burning through my batteries, burning through memory, taking all this time, and then I don't even get 4K in the end? And I just assumed it was because iMovie didn't have the capability of uploading in 4K. Well, I sat down and was like, there's gotta be a way. I mean, not everybody uses Final Cut Pro, which is like a really popular video editing software that I haven't quite decided I need to spend the $300 on. And I just have iMovie, which comes free with my Mac. And I was like, there's gotta be a way. All it took is a simple YouTube video, Google search, and I figured it out. I was uploading my videos, importing them the incorrect way. And so I figured it out, was able to finally get iMovie to process in 4K, was able to upload my first YouTube video truly in 4K, which was the last vlog. So, and this one. So you should be seeing this in 4K. If you have the settings turned down and you want to see the difference, click on the little settings, click on advanced, and it's the one that says like 2160p. That's 4K, which is the highest resolution I can film in. And holy moly, the difference is like pretty wild. I was like, oh my gosh, look at how clear everything is. Look at how clear Apple is and the boys. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is why I'm always so impressed with a lot of people's videos when it's at that resolution, and I can never get mine there. I finally figured it out. So I'm like, yay, 4K. So I'll be able to start using this format on Coaster Pursuit. So yeah, anyway, so life's still going good. I just filmed that last video yesterday, so we're back at it. I wanted to mention the couple things. So I mentioned in the last video, I kept saying, well, I said, I might be, I forget exactly the verbiage, but I said, we'll circle back to this topic. And then I mentioned, I might be going to Six Flags San Antonio or Six Flags Fiesta Texas this summer. We'll circle back to it. And I was like, life changes, blah, blah, blah. Hi, Mr. 4K. Hi, Mr. 4K. Hi, other Mr. 4K. Get out of here, you little butts. Hi, cutie. Hi, babies. So I never circled back to it, but so essentially in this whole, I really want to start living some new experiences and seeing these theme parks and locations and travel destinations that I've never been to before, and start budgeting for that, as well as trying to budget for a house and just, you know, live a different lifestyle, I guess. I really think that the next step to do this, even if it's just for a couple years, is to find a job that's 100% remote. So I'm not required to go into office every day, meaning ideally I'd be able to relocate somewhere that is still checks off a lot of my outdoor needs. So still near some hiking trails, still near something to do outdoors wise, ideally. And maybe not all of these things need to be checked off, but I'd like at least one or more to be checked off. So someplace I can still enjoy the outdoors, do walks, hikes with Apollo, somewhere that might be within a relative driving distance to a beach or an ocean, lake, something, so we can start enjoying water a little bit more frequently, because we don't have a lot of that. We don't have easy access to that here in Colorado, at least not where I live, other than the creek, but I don't let Apollo off leash to go swimming in the creek. He'd get swept away. Or someplace that is closer to one or more theme parks that I'd really enjoy frequenting more than once a year or 0 times a year. We have Elitch Gardens here in Denver, and it's probably, if you asked someone that's been to more theme parks than me, probably one of the worst theme parks in the country. It's just really run down. It's not a great time. So I'd like to live closer to some place that I really enjoy going to and could vlog at and just have some more fun and look forward to going. So, but I'd like to earn the same salary or similar to what I'm making now. So I'm getting paid that Denver money, but living in a place where the cost of living might be less, so I can start putting away even more towards travel, a house, that type of thing. So lower rent, lower, everything costs. And ideally have my own space and not financially need to have roommates to split the bills. So I started looking out, and I absolutely love my job. I really love where I am. And that's the hardest part, is the fact that I could see myself in my current role or with the current company I work at super long term. Apollo, I see you. I see you. And I bet you everyone else can see you too in 4K. Hi. So that's kind of my goal right now. If I can't find something wholly remote where I could keep a same or similar salary, I'd at least like to stay somewhat close to my salary and move somewhere where the cost of living is less, to kind of balance that out and be able to live on my own. So I've been on the hunt for both, potential job openings. Oh, going back to my job. I love my job. I could see myself staying there long term, but there is, from what I understand, zero option to work 100% remote whatsoever. I may bring it up with my supervisor to see if there's any flexibility or anything that can be done, but I honestly just don't think there is. So, and I'm not going to try to force the subject. I kind of understand why, for the most part. So it is what it is, you know. I really like where I am, but just looking at long term, Colorado just continues to get more and more expensive, and I don't see myself being able to hit a annual salary that would allow me to buy a home on my own, solo, or even necessarily rent solo in the Denver metro area. I'd have to move an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours outside of the Denver metro area to be in a location that I could get a 2-bedroom place on my own. And then I'd just have to commute to work that hour and a half, 2 hours each way on the days I do need to be in office. So there's a few different options on the table, but ideally, if I am gonna move 2 hours or whatever away to, you know, Colorado Springs or something like that, I'd rather just live somewhere that checks off more boxes for me. So look at these boys hunting for prairie dogs. Come on. So I started looking, both in terms of fully remote jobs, but also just locations that I could see myself being in. A good majority of them have, up until like last week, been Richmond, Virginia, Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I was even looking at Newport News-ish area, not Richmond, but you know, further east. A little bit up into like southern Pennsylvania, northern Ohio, northeast Ohio-ish, but I wasn't seeing a lot in terms of rentals that was speaking to me. But I thought Richmond would be nice because it's in Winston-Salem, because it's not super far from the Appalachian, you know, mountains or whatever. So, you know, there's plenty of outdoorsy stuff to do. Only a few hours from the ocean, and those are kind of right in the heart of several major theme parks that I would love to be able to frequent for a long weekend or even extended day trip, where I could still either board Apollo just for one night, or if it was a day trip, leave him home for the day. Certainly Richmond is really close to, I think it's Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, I think is what it is. So that would be some like really choice locations for me. I was even looking at some places in the Atlanta and surrounding areas, but I just don't know how I would do with that muggy, super muggy heat. I know all up and down the East Coast you're gonna have that wet heat, whereas Colorado's super dry. I don't mind it for my skin and for my respiratory system, but I don't know how I'd like it comfort-wise, as far as feeling like sticky and gross. But I have been looking there. So anyway, been looking just kind of passively. I'm in no rush necessarily, but I'd love to find something. And if you know of anything in recruitment or talent acquisition, you better let me know. I was eyeing up this job posting for a role in Orlando, but by the time I summoned up the courage to actually go and submit my resume, it had closed. So I'm going to keep my eye out to see if it comes up again, because that would be really cool. But I have been kind of passively looking, just looking at different states and stuff. And I'm not really looking for anything middle America, because the areas that have really low cost of living are just not really desirable to me. Like, I don't want to live in the Dakotas or Wyoming or Nebraska or Kansas or really Oklahoma or anything like that, dead center, because yeah, in certain areas you will have mountains in certain areas, but most of the times you're looking at a lot of flatlands. There's not really anything in terms of theme parks, not really anything in terms of like activities in general. So if I'm gonna do that, I would rather just move to something like Colorado Springs here in the state, but just not in Denver. So passively looking, and then I was chit-chatting with my stepdad, or, you know, whatever you want to call him. He watches these videos, by the way. And I was like, hey, the reason for the season is he got back from sabbatical in Asia. So I was like, welcome back. And I was like, hey, I'm working on this kit, Waterfall in a Jungle, for you. Do you want to see the progress? Do you want to be surprised? He's like, show me. So I showed him a progress photo, and we ended up texting back and forth for a little bit. And then he was like, oh, what was I? Oh, I was just saying, yeah, I'm planning on doing some trips this summer. We were talking about travel plans because he's traveling a lot. I was like, I think I might be going to Dollywood, blah, 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 in the fall, in October. I'm thinking of doing a trip to Six Flags Fiesta, Texas in San Antonio, just like a long weekend or something. Hold on. Hi. And he was like, oh, I actually have a house in San Antonio. I won't go into the details, but he lives in Hawaii. That's where his main home is, but he has a house in San Antonio one way or another. I was like, oh, really? I was like, oh, that's so cool. I was like, well, maybe we can meet each other in San Antonio, and you could come ride some roller coasters with me. He's like, okay. I was like, let's coordinate. And I was talking to him about this whole theme park business, and I was like, yeah, it's just with cost of living here in Denver and kind of what I want to do over the next few years at least is potentially relocate. And I could see San Antonio being on my list. And he was like, you know, once again, won't go into all the details, but essentially, you know, if you end up landing a job there, either fully remote or something where you do need to be in office, you know, you could always rent that place from me for a price that I found to be pretty incredible. So I was like, what? Yeah. So he has no plans on doing anything with it right now. So I think it's kind of a situation where if I do end up needing or wanting to move there, it's going to be there for me whenever. I think. I don't think he has any immediate plans to rent it out. You know, I'm not going to be battling other interested renters. I think it's just there waiting. So I'm like, crap, that really lights a fire under me if San Antonio is a place I actually want to visit or move to. So I think what I'm going to do is just say, hey, let's make some firm plans to go out there this summer, you know, while I'm, you know, casually, you know, job hunting. And that way I can spend a long weekend, going to the park and filming, but also just get a lay of the land. And I was like, where is this house located? And he's like, well, it's right next to the university, blah, blah, blah. He didn't give me the exact address, but he kind of gave me the general whereabouts and sent me a couple pictures. And I looked it up, and it's like 5 minutes from the theme park. I was like, oh my gosh, to be able to live that close to like a major destination that I could do content at and have some fun, and I wouldn't have to leave Apollo overnight. I could just go there for an afternoon if I wanted. It's like, that sounds amazing. So that definitely changed my trajectory for a potential relocation and job hunt. Now, I understand that San Antonio is kind of in the middle of desert town, I think. So as far as hiking and mountains and stuff, there's not a lot to be had there. And going to Gulf of Mexico from there is no easy drive by any means, but if I was able to find something where I was making a comparable salary to what I am now, look at Apollo made some new friends. He's gone. Dune's like, I will never leave you. He's coming back. And I could score a really affordable rent and be able to put away some good money while also being close to where I could create some content for this new channel and have a good time, then that would be awesome. So it kind of changed my focus for searching. So I've been putting some more time looking, again, either fully remote or specific to the San Antonio and surrounding area. So if I do have to be hybrid or in office, I can make that happen. So just been putting feelers out, putting feelers out. So we'll see. So that's what I meant by we'll circle back to it. So yeah. And then as far as diamond painting goes, all my kitted up, not starteds, are exactly the same. Nothing's changed there. All of my whips, no progress on them, except for Waterfall in a Jungle ×2 by Eau Claire Studio and Diamond Art Club. I'm working on 2 of those kits. I am about 60% done on one. And then, because I'm staying at Dom and Brandon's while I'm dog sitting for Dune, I ended up just bringing one of them. I didn't think it made sense to haul 2 of them over. So I was like, I'll just do one, bring it over, and I'll work on that as much as possible. And even though I'll technically be ahead on that one, that's okay. When I get home, which is in 5 days, 6 days, then I'll switch back over to the other one and get caught up. So I'd say 70-ish% done with the one I have with me at Dom and Brandon's. I've got 18.5 sections left on that one. So there's a good chance by the time I get back to my house, I'll either have it majority of the way done, or depending on how hard I push, maybe no, there's no way I'll get it all done, but I'll probably be closer to 75-80% done by the time I get home. So yeah, and then I'll start working on the other one, balance it out, and then go back to my 1-for-1. I do have to switch to Bouquet by Ivy Dollamore and Diamond Art Club on May 1st for the May Flowers event that Mia and I are co-hosting together. Event, paint along, whatever. So I probably won't finish those until late June when I get back from my vacations, but I'll get them done eventually. Making really good progress on them. I love working on them. I haven't gotten bored with the color palette, haven't been frustrated with them, but I do think a lot of that has to do with the fact that I've really been consuming a lot more theme park content and stuff, like I've been mentioning, and just kind of zoning out. So honestly, as long as the quality of the materials is good, I'm like, whatever, you can put any project in front of me and I'll probably be happy. But I'm really liking these. So if editing Anthony can remember to at least put in a progress photo of the one I have that's currently 18 sections away. I did take a picture of it to share with Mia, so I should be able to easily throw it in here. But yeah, so that's what's going on there. As far as purchases, you'll see some unboxings either already or coming up of Pit Stop in Paradise by Peggy Collins. You'll see My Inner Sanctuary from Yume Art. You'll see A Day's Journey by Pixie Sticks, and then Quiet Mountain Lake, I think is what it's called. I forget the artist's name. And then you'll see Breakfast Buddies by Ivy Dollamore. That's still on its way to me. It got restocked. What's so funny is Diamond Art Club had my number because I said that I was gonna stop purchasing all diamond paintings other than Ivy Dollamore, Yume Art, mystery boxes, and my wish list. And I was like, so many of those kits have been on my wish list. I think there was like 4 or 5, 6 of them for so long. I'm like, I'll have plenty of time. By the time they get around to restocking all these, maybe I'll have one a month, one every other month. Plenty of time for these restocks. I've already been waiting for so long. I'm sure that I'll be waiting a long time. I don't know if Diamond Art Club heard me and was like, oh, we got your number. But they've been releasing at least one of my wish list kits, like 1 or 2 every other week. So I feel like I've still been buying diamond paintings pretty consistently over the past month to get my wish list. I mean, My Inner Sanctuary, A Day's Journey, Quiet Mountain Lake, and Breakfast Buddies, all wish list kits that I had, and they hit me with them almost like back to back to back. This past week at the time of filming this is when they restocked Breakfast Buddies, and I was like, are you serious? But Breakfast Buddies was my last kit, or last product, kit, whatever, on my wish list. I had one other, I can't remember what it was, but I ended up taking it off because I was like, I don't really need that. And then I also had this one called, I think it was like Autumn Mushrooms or Autumn Fungi or something. I was like, I don't really need that. That's a ton of dark colored black background color blocking. I was like, I don't need that. I got plenty of that. So I pulled those. So now my wish list is empty. So now my wish list items are no longer a part of me continuing to buy diamond paintings. So when it comes to Diamond Art Club, I really am down to Yume, Ivy, mystery boxes, and that's it. Even mystery boxes I'm kind of about, because the chances, I feel like the chances are low that they would put an unreleased Ivy or Yume in a mystery box. I feel like those will most likely always be their own independent releases, but we'll see how I feel when the next mystery box comes around. And then I have my 2 from Jade. But as long as Jade Gem Shop is still up and operating and in business, I'll continue to hold off on those until I have my centerpiece done. Be it a year, 2 years, 3 years, who knows? Maybe I'll end up just being over diamond painting and not get it at all. I don't know. But yeah, I'm not in any sort of rush to purchase those, especially with how things are looking in terms of the price hikes due to tariffs for diamond paintings. I don't really see myself buying anything other than Diamond Art Club, because they don't seem to have let that price hike trickle down to customers yet. If they do, then I'll probably hold off on any and all diamond painting purchases until things get resolved. So we'll see. We'll see what the future holds for diamond painting. I am honestly a little worried about the survival and longevity of some of these small shops given import costs. I don't remember where I saw this. It was just passively scrolling through Instagram. Someone had posted that diamond painting as a category falls into a 70% tariff, I think. I don't remember. I think that's what it was. And that just seems crazy, you know? So I don't know. I'm not an expert. I don't know all the facts. I might be speaking out of my behind here, but I'm going to keep an eye on it. But even outside of that, I have no real intention on buying any more diamond paintings other than what I just covered. In fact, if I do find a role that necessitates me moving or allows me to move out of state, I'll most likely be doing a pretty significant de-stash so I don't have to move all of these diamond paintings. I was kind of going through my stash and doing a brief, just a little glance at my stash and like, okay, you have to move. Which of these can go? And I was like, honestly, I could see myself letting go of 50 to 75 diamond paintings and cut my stash in a little less than half or half. You know, maybe I can cut it in half. So I don't know. I'm still diamond painting every day. Not every day, but most days. Diamond painting at night when I have the time. So I'm still love the craft, but just, you know, if I'm going to be moving a significant distance and I'm like, okay, I've got to pay for a moving van and 50% of it's getting filled with diamond paintings or whatever. I'm like, does that make sense? Or can I offload some of these? We'll see. I'm not saying I will or won't, but we'll see. So anyway, that's diamond painting. So those are the two things that I wanted to cover. Again, I will still be doing Mayflowers starting May 1st. The live streams are already scheduled on the channel. Go take a look. A pinup paint along will still be happening, most likely in the form of 2 live streams during the month of September. Dates and stuff to come, and in June I will film an announcement video and I'll give you a breakdown of what I've researched in terms of the pinup art style, so you'll know what kind of counts. But honestly, I'll be pretty flexible, you know. And then last but not least is Mookamania 2025. That'll be in the form of probably 2 live streams as well, 1 a month, just to hang out and talk about our Mooka progress. And then everything else will be shared via hashtags on Instagram. So yeah, and then that's that. Haven't started to think about what I want to do as a single and placing farewell just yet. Don't get sad. That's fine. You'll still find me over at Coaster Pursuit. But I was thinking of maybe doing a live stream. It just depends on what my schedule looks like. I don't have a crystal ball that far in advance to New Year's Eve, but I was thinking of potentially doing a like marathon live stream. Some of these folks will do like an 8-hour live or something. Mia does them, Angel does them, 8-hour lives. And I'm like, maybe I'll do a 4-hour or something like that on New Year's Eve, not only to ring in the new year, but just to spend a decent amount of time chatting with you all, thanking you all for being here along for the ride. At that time, it'll be 3.5 years. Thanking you for coming along with for the ride, doing some giveaways, just have like a farewell blowout bash. But again, I love that idea. I think it'd be fun, but we'll see what life looks like as we get closer to that time of the year. But yeah, so we'll see. But anyway, in the meantime, I do want to start responding to comments again, get back more on that, and maybe try to get through everything. All the comments on the channel responded to. So we're gonna do that now. Let me pull up my phone. Just talking about it now made me all sad again. Like, but it's gonna be. I think I'm gonna be talking about it for the rest of the year, and it's gonna bum me out, and I'm sure it's gonna bum a few of you out. But seriously, to go take a look at Coaster Pursuit, I'll put the link in again. There's no videos on it yet at the time of filming this, but I have my layout for my intro video ready and raring to go. I just got to get back home from dog sitting and figure out the filming space where I want to film, what I want it to look like, and start going for it. So, oh, last thing. So speaking of that, So I mentioned that I'm in my last couple of vlogs that I started or I'm in a group chat with the Patreons for a channel called Coaster Studios, Taylor and Sarah and Taylor, and they just seem really nice, really authentic, cool content creators. And so I will be going to Glenwood Caverns Adventure Park on May 2nd. Who knows when this will go up, but on May 2nd, that's their opening day for their summer season, their main season. So I'm gonna go up there to celebrate the main season opening, and that was supposed to be my first official, video where I'll be filming, like, come with me to Glenwood Caverns. It'll be like kind of the first major video on the channel. Probably might be, we'll see. But anyway, so I posted on that group chat because I got the season pass. So I have some guest passes that come with that. So I posted on the group chat, hey, coaster peeps, I'll be headed to Glenwood Caverns here in Colorado May 2nd. If anyone wants to go, I'll be leaving from Denver area, and I'm happy to drive. I was gonna drive anyway. It's about a 2-hour drive. I can drive us to and from, and I also have a guest pass. So if anyone wants a ticket too, I'd be happy to, share one of my guest passes with anyone who wants to come. So I didn't get any takers on that, but then Sarah from Coaster Studios, the channel, was like, hey, we'll have fun that weekend. We're actually going to be in the Colorado area this weekend. And I was like, oh, cool. So I hope they don't mind me. I'm sure it's fine since I'm, you all are in a whole different world, and who knows, this might even go up after the fact. So I worry about sharing people's locations and all that stuff. And this was on a private group chat, so, but I'll try to make sure that this doesn't go up until after that. How about that? So I was like, okay. And so they're coming into town, and I was like, hey, I'd love to meet up with you guys and say hi in some kind of capacity. Let me know. So we actually worked something out. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to meet the folks from that channel, which is really cool. Because I've been watching their content and following along with them for a long time now. I'd probably say since like 2022-ish, but certainly more consistently this year. But that's really cool. And we'll see what that leads to. I don't know what their plans are necessarily. If they were thinking of going to Elitch Gardens, it would be really cool to bring my camera and do a little vlog for the new channel and be like, hey, it's these two folks from the channel, the theme park channel that everybody watches. Look, they're here. I don't know. I absolutely want to respect their filming time and what they have going on. I'm not trying to insert myself by any means. But I did let them know, like, if you need a ride anywhere, my schedule is fairly flexible. I can step away if, you don't feel like getting an Uber or Lyft to and from here or there, or if you want dinner recommendations, like, I'm happy to play some kind of, sidebar host to your trip in any capacity that you need. I'm around. So again, not trying to insert myself, but also, be welcoming. So yeah. Anyway, all right, shut up, Anthony. Let's get to some comments. Community. Okay. All right, going to my vlog episode 181, hiking around Boulder. Chocolate Diamonds, hi, says, hey Anthony, thank you so much for taking the time to have coffee with me. I'm still gushing to everyone about meeting you in person. Oh, how sweet. Yeah, we got to meet up a few weeks ago and have coffee and just kind of chit chat. It was a lot of fun. I had a great time. So thank you so much. I loved it. It was great. I'd love to do that more. Again, even though, I might not be a crafty content creator for too much longer, still please reach out to me. I will keep the single and placing email alive and well. I don't check it as often even now as I'd like, but I'm still happy to meet up and hang out, even if you do head over to Coaster Studio, or it's so hard not to say that because it's the channel that I follow a lot, and and saying Coaster Pursuit, my new channel, is so new to me, so I will continue to scold myself for that, because that's got not good manners to be able to call my channel somebody else's name. Coaster Pursuit. If you do end up making your way over there and you do see some content where I'm talking about, oh, I'm going on a trip to these theme parks or whatever, and it's in your neck of the woods, still please reach out to me. I'd still love to try to incorporate a time to meet up with you. Or if you are a theme park fan yourself and you're like, hey, Six Flags Over Georgia is in my neck of the woods, I'd love to go with Anthony there. Please reach out to me. Thank you. Lisa Noof gave some really kind emojis. Thank you. And Melissa Wood says, drills and thrills. Would Katie be upset instead of drills and chills? That could be a new channel name where you incorporate all your loves. You could even talk about your scary movies. I'm fine with you mentioning my name. For the pinup gifts, we have one of those alpine coasters near my house. It's at Highlands Outpost. My oldest son works near there at a zipline park. Oh, nice. I may have mentioned this already, but I'd love to meet up with you when you come to the Dollywood, Atlanta area in the fall. I live on the Georgia side of North Carolina-Georgia border. You can look that up and get a feel for where I am in relation. I have looked up that area. Like I said, I have been kind of eyeing up as a potential place to relocate to, so I am kind of familiar with that circle. And absolutely, please, we already have exchanged emails in the past or Instagram messages. Please reach out to me. I will definitely share on this channel, because I'll still have this channel live coming up to that October trip. I will absolutely share with you my specific dates. I kind of have it mapped out already, but I still need to start purchasing everything for that trip. So I don't want to say exactly, oh, I'm going to be in Dollywood on October 20th, because I want to make sure that that's actually the plan of attack. But it's somewhere in the 17th through the 23rd of October is kind of the week that I'll be there. I just don't know which day or days Dollywood will fall on, so I'll keep you posted. But I do plan on doing on one of the days, not doing a theme park, but just staying overnight in Gatlinburg and doing some alpine coasters and just activities in Gatlinburg, and then ideally exploring the Smoky Mountains a little bit. So we'll keep in touch. We'll keep in touch for that. And yeah, that'd be awesome if you could make it. That would be so much fun. So yeah, thank you. Oh, and as far as the incorporating all my loves into one channel, I really churned that idea over in my head, but I just don't think, I feel like you guys and the diamond painting community in general, the reason for the season is not only to talk about diamond painting and see other people's progress and stuff, but a good majority of it is let's keep each other company. So it doesn't necessarily have to be so topic specific. And I mean, you know that from me. We don't always just focus on diamond painting. The theme park and coaster community is not really set up that way, where I can just kind of talk about whatever. I feel like they would not be as engaged with a channel that is just a little bit of everything. You kind of need to set your focus. So that's why I decided to make this more hard switch. And the new channel will really only be about theme parks and travel and coasters and stuff. If I do talk about stuff outside of it and just do open form vlogs like this, I'm most likely going to put that as bonus content on a Patreon. So that way, if people really are seeking that out, there's a place for it. But it won't be on the main YouTube channel. Free access. That'll be strictly, let's talk about the parks, let's talk about the locations, let's talk about the planning of it, let's talk about budgeting. Let's talk about the food at the theme parks. Like it'll be hyper specific. I wouldn't ever be like, all right, now that we're done with that visit, let's talk about my current whip. Like there won't be any diamond painting content on the main channel. So I'm thinking that's how it'll go. And and on the Patreon, once we get there, that'll have this bonus content like these kind of walks, but I'll also be putting some other stuff up there too that's theme park related. So everyone will have some stuff that works for them. So yeah, that's kind of these are all very initial plans. So yeah, so no combining them, but I do like the idea of Drills and Thrills. It's a very good name. Someone else should take that because that's a very good name. All right, going to my vlog episode 180. Dana Corbin just gave a little roller coaster emoji. Thank you. And Melissa goes on to say, I bought both of those Reese's you mentioned last week at Walmart for myself and hid them from my kids. The chocolate lava was better than the PB&J one. Oh man, I'm gonna have to go get that chocolate lava one now because I ended up not getting that one in favor of the PB&J. So now I need to try it. The PB&J one was like, I didn't realize until I got it home that I had picked, they had a grape jelly and I think a strawberry one. And I got the strawberry one, and I'm not a lover of strawberry jelly or jam. I'm a grape person, so maybe I need to try the grape and the chocolate lava. But thank you for the comment. Then going to my vlog episode 181, Trin gave some heart emojis. Thank you. Back to vlog 180, Lisa Noof says, I think you need to change insurance companies. Seriously. And I will. Once I get all this sorted, I'm going to chat with the insurance adjuster or agent that I've been working with for the other person's insurance, and just say, hey, can you quote me on a new policy, because I'm not loving this, what I'm dealing with Esurance / Allstate. And then Bambi says, boy, you're getting screwed by the insurance. Go around and get estimates yourself. The other insurance should pay your deductible. It was the lady's fault, not yours, unless you have no fault insurance. No, I have comprehensive full coverage. And they weren't saying that the other person's insurance would not cover it. They are, but they were saying the way to do that is I have to pay first, then my insurance will go after hers to obtain the deductible. Then they will reimburse me once they get it from them. Whereas the other lady's insurance was like, we don't see why we can't just give them the money now, so you don't have to pay your deductible at all. There's no this to this and then me to this, and we can just get it right to them. That way you don't have to pay it. And my insurance was like, no, our process is you pay, then we get it from them, then we give it to you. And it's like, why can't they just give it to you right now? So that's what was the frustrating part. I'm like, why, if they're offering that at this stage, why not take that? It seemed weird that I had to front the money if the other insurance was like, here's the money, So it was weird, but I did go through the other lady's insurance. That way they just take care of all of it. I didn't have to do anything. And that's why I'm like, maybe I need to switch to this lady's insurance company that hit me. Because they seem to have their processes more together, Look at these boys. Hi. You have energies today, huh? So much energies? Yeah, that's good. Oh, you got in the water, huh? I see that. So yeah, it's all taken care of now. But yeah, they definitely tried to take me for a ride. Which I guess makes sense, it's auto insurance. Artemis says, you're allowed to be a Debbie Downer when things are hard. I'm glad you're feeling better. Also, what is Apollo's middle name? I don't know. I've never really given him a formal one. I've always, when people ask, I always come up with something stupid. And even though that's not his middle name, I just like to come up with something that's just oddball. So he's been Apollo Orville Harper before. He's been Apollo Bartholomew Harper, Apollo Biddlesworth Harper. He's never had an official middle name. Yeah. And if I've said one before, I don't remember what it is. I've never like committed one to memory. He's just Apollo. And a lot of times I wouldn't even necessarily say that he has my last name. His entire name is just Apollo. First, middle, and last. He just has one name. But I guess for legal reasons, his government name is Apollo Harper, no middle name. And depending on my mood, I'll come up with something for his middle name. So, yeah. Thank you for the comment. Give me just a second to scoot past these guys. Hi.
Hey. Hey. No.
Hi.
Yeah, how's it going?
Come on, boys. That was funny. The two dogs were growling at each other, the two that he had, and kind of leaving Dude and Apollo alone. It's like, oh, I guess if I had to pick, that'd be nice. But anyway, no formal middle name. If you come up with good ones, let me know. Cynthia Masters says, I'm so happy you are safe. I work in auto repair and have had a couple totals of my own. If you can get 3 shops to do estimates and present that to your insurance company, expect 6 months for repair. Yeah, I know. Luckily, the ladies' insurance covered it 100% no matter what the cost was. So I don't have to worry about that. Like comparing and contrasting. The one that they picked was very highly rated. I wasn't gonna fight it. They seemed very legitimate, and yeah, they have been sending me weekly text messages. Usually on Tuesdays, I got one today with a status update on my repair. They sent me a text today and they're like, hey, we're still waiting for parts. In fact, there's gonna be a delay on our initial parts order. The parts that we received for your car came damaged. So we're still trying to get proper, pristine parts for your car. And we're still waiting. I was like, okay, well, as long as I have this rental car, I'm fine. So yeah, I bet it's gonna take the summer if I had to guess. Chocolate Diamonds says, hi Anthony, I totally get where you're coming from. While I was in Colorado, I didn't have access to a car, and I'm used to being able to drive wherever, store a movie, or just go for a drive around. Thanks for meeting me for coffee. You're the best. Of course, thank you for meeting me for coffee. You're the best. That was so much fun. I don't often get those opportunities. And when they come around, I'm like, this will be so much fun. And I will admit, I'm not the best at like being on top of emails and texts. And so I always worry that I'm leaving people unread for too long. But I'm glad we were able to figure it out. And I appreciate your patience with me while we coordinated. So yeah. Michelle Calendar says, sorry you're having a rough time. Hope you get everything sorted out soon. Yes, me too. And I have the rental car. It feels weird not having my own, but I do have the rental car. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned this because I don't think I covered it in my last vlog, but I was talking to you all about how I got that small subcompact little economy car that they gave me. Well, the lady's insurance the week before, reached out to me. She's like, hey, I just wanted to check in, see how things are going. I talked to the repair shop. They're still waiting for parts. Just wanted to see if there's anything on your end. Otherwise, we'll check in again next week. And I was like, actually, I do have something. And this is when she told me repairs were gonna be a while. She's like, the shop is estimating 5+ weeks. So I'm assuming that's how long your rental will be for, whatever, but we'll extend it if needed. And I was like, okay, well, while we're on the topic, the car that I was given is one of their subcompact economy models, and it's really tough driving this thing at highway speeds when I need to get on the highway to go to work. It seems like it's struggling, and I drove it in the rain the other day on the highway coming home, and it just really felt like I was gonna hydroplane. I do not trust this vehicle. Is there any way that you can put me in a vehicle that is of the same or similar size or, class as my Sonata full size? And she was like, oh, I don't know, but let me see. I was like, if there's anything that I can do to advocate for myself or you can advocate for me to get this changed, it's just, it is a functioning car, but sometimes it feels like just barely, Apollo, come here. So, hold on. I think we're good. So she was like, hold on. And she's like, she gets back on the phone and she's like, what car did they give you? And I was like, they gave me a Mitsubishi Mirage. And she looked it up and she's like, okay, I'm just pulling up the rental site and your car would fall into the full size, which is 2 classes above or 3 classes above what we had you in. Let's go ahead and bump you up to the full size. It'll be no charge to you. I was like, yes. So I forgot to mention that in my last vlog, but I was able to go in and swap it out. So I'm in a 2024 or 2025 Camry, and it's so much nicer. I mean, I like it better than my own car. It doesn't have some of the frills, like the panoramic sunroof, and it's not a hybrid, and it's not a push to start. You still have to put the key in the ignition and turn it. And it doesn't have like it doesn't sense when you're approaching the door and all that stuff that my car has, but it's so much more solid on the road. It feels even better built than my Sonata, certainly now that my Sonata is 8 years old. But I'm like, this is much better. I feel so much safer in this car. It doesn't get as good of gas mileage as the Mirage or my hybrid. It's averaging about like 30 miles to the gallon, whereas my Sonata was usually in the 40s and the Mirage was in like the mid 30s. So it's got a V6. It's got some punch to it, which I do like, but I'm like, I don't want to burn through all the gas. So I did get an upgrade. So I'm feeling much safer and just in a better spot. So thank you for the kind words. Trin says, wow, you're going through it. Glad you've turned a corner. Yes, I feel like things have certainly improved now that insurance is dealing with everything and taking care of it. I don't feel as stressed. So yeah, money. Always a point of stress for some of us. Hi. So yeah, right now I'm just like, hold on to your pennies. That way you can have everything you need and you want on your trip. You can get all your little souvenirs and all your gizmos and gadgets, and you're not stressed about it. So that's the goal there. And then the next one is like, okay, if you do find a new role, what are relocation costs going to be? If you don't get a job that offers a relocation assistance, all that stuff. So if it's not one thing, it's another. So anyway, going to my vlog, episode 177. Lisa says, cheesecake. Thank you again, Anthony. Yes, Lisa, I will send you your gift card as soon as I can remember when I'm in front of my computer. Lisa was one of the winners for a $50 Diamond Art Club gift card. So I need to purchase that and get it over to you. And there was another winner. I don't remember the name, who the winner was, but there was another winner that I announced. They never claimed their gift card. And if you're listening to this and you're like, I wonder if I was the winner, and you don't know, go back to my vlog episode 177, and if you don't feel like listening to the entire vlog, just scroll to like the last 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes, so you can see if you were one of those people, because I'm not trying to hold it from anyone, but if no one claims it, I'm not going to buy it. So, oh, hold on. I'm getting a call. 1 second. Okay, dokie. Sorry about that. Alex called me. I texted him probably around like 3 o'clock today. It is now 7:30. I was like, hey, do you want to do a South Table walk / hike today? But it would be on leash, but I was, you know, if we get to hang out, then that's fine. But I didn't hear back from him, so I was like, these boys are seeming like they need an off-leash situation, so that's why we came out here. He just called me back. He's like, hey, I'm just headed home. Do you still want to go for a walk? And I was like, I'm already several miles into the one that I'm on right now. And he's like, oh, okay. So we'll try again for tomorrow. I have a fitting tomorrow for the pants for the outfit that I'm wearing at his wedding tomorrow. So maybe we can hang out after that. So anyway, but we're close to the car now. However, I feel as though we have not gotten enough chit-chatting in. So we're gonna keep going and do another little section of this just so I can get a couple more comments responded to, if you don't mind coming along. The battery's looking a little low, so it will die eventually, and I'll just swap it out when we get to that point. We're at 18%, so the batteries burn so much faster when you're filming in 4K. Okay, now I lost my place. Oh, no I didn't, nice. Sometimes it goes back to the top of the list or the bottom. This time it didn't, it stayed right where it was, so that's good. So going to my finish and review of Masks by W.T. Benda and Distracted by Diamonds. Ooh, that's a oldie but a goodie. Miriam says, Anthony. Oh my gosh. This is amazingly gorgeous and your enhancements are superb. Came across this video today in April 2025. And visited the Distracted by Diamonds site, but it looks like Robin may have discontinued this canvas. I did find this piece on the Jaded Gem Shop website, however, and will be purchasing it soon. Yay! Good. Yeah, I'm glad that you were able to find it. I did see that Jade has that image now on her site, which is really cool that it does exist somewhere. I love the one that I did from Distracted by Diamonds. I did so many enhancements on that for sure. But it definitely left me curious of like, I wonder how that one compares to the one I currently have hanging in the kitchen, and if I would like one better than the other. So yeah, that was really interesting to see. I'm in no way, shape, or form going to buy it from Jade, but it would be cool to see a comparison. So if you hear this, you'll have to let me know once you get it. And, you know, if the channel's still up by the time you get it and finish it, you'll have to let me know what you think. Thank you for the comment. These boys. Dune is such a little instigator. Hi, baby. Hi. Okay, going to my vlog episode 148. Chocolate Diamond says, hi Anthony, sometimes it's good to have something unusual happen while on one of your walks. I don't remember what it was for that one. That was quite a few vlogs ago. But yes, sometimes it is nice. Then going to my vlog episode 179, Avery says, oh no, I'm so sorry to hear this happen to you. I'm just glad you're okay. Your poor car though, I hope everything will be all right with your insurance and stuff. Thank goodness Apollo wasn't in the car. Yes, for sure. I'm glad too. If he had been in the car, I would have had a completely different attitude towards that driver. You do not hurt my baby. Avery says, Anthony, you should come to Six Flags here by Chicago. That was in regards to my vlog episode 148. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that one is not on my short list, but it is on my list. I'd like to go to every park eventually. So that one certainly is on my list eventually. So I'll keep you posted for sure. And make sure to subscribe to Coaster Pursuit, because that's where you'll get all the updated, all the info on where I'll be and when I'll be and all of that stuff. So yeah. Mia says, same vlog, Mia says, doing drugs out here must be Woodstock, huh? I almost fell out of my chair laughing. Okay, I do remember that vlog. I wonder if that was truly vlog episode. Oh, I put vlog episode 148. It's actually 178. I'll edit that if I can remember. I was like, oh, that's weird that Chocolate Diamonds is responding to a vlog from like 30 or 40 episodes ago. No, I just put in the wrong number. It's 178. I was like, that happened recently. Yeah. Oh my gosh, those hippies out there on the hike. So anyway. Yeah. Thank you for the comment, Mia. My vlog episode 177, Mia says, hey love, so what did HR say to the whole aggressive Anthony to editing Anthony thing? Was there a warning issued or something? How on earth would you ever find time to do a class at a local community center? What would you have to give up in order to do that? Don't you dare say Mia live Sundays anymore. I will kick your butt next year if you do. No. I know I could never... I personally couldn't ever do that. It would be a lot of fun, but I couldn't. It's a really cool idea for sure. And as far as the HR thing, no action was taken. Everything was resolved between the two Anthonys. Thank you for the comment. Going back to my vlog episode 178, Jennifer says, hi Anthony, you can borrow my daughter for the family roller coaster at Dorney. I haven't been to Dorney in years, but Steel Force was a lot of fun. Great Adventure is always fun too. My two favorites are Nitro and Medusa. I'm so excited for Nitro. Nitro and El Toro are like my two rides that I'm really looking forward to. In third place would be the new Flash coaster. It's called Flash Vertical Velocity. It's new for this year. And then probably Medusa, and then all the other ones just kind of in any order you please after that. But El Toro number 1, Nitro number 2, I'd have to say. But yeah, if your daughter, someone you know, hold on, let me put an asterisk there. I'm not borrowing anyone's child by any means. If you have an adult person that is happy and consents to wanting to go to the park, then let me know if they're like theme park nerds. But by no means am I going to pick up your 10-year-old from school and take them to a theme park with me, a stranger. LOL. I will say though, I do have company. This coaster group that I've been gushing about. There's a bunch of people that live in that area, so I've got two or three people coming to Great Adventure, 1 or 2 people coming to Dorney, and 2 people coming to Hershey Park, and 1 or 2 people coming to Knoebels that are just coaster friends that I've met, in addition to my personal friends that are going to be there during the trip. So I'm not going to be lonely out there. But if you have an adult friend or family member or yourself that's interested in coming, you know the dates. And if you need me to read them off again, just comment and I will in a future vlog. But it's last week of May. So yeah. Going to my vlog episode 179. Kim Delger says, this day would have been better if you stayed in bed with Apollo. Glad you're okay, and I hope this doesn't make you hesitate going back to that store. You deserve a fun shopping trip for your skincare items. Yeah, for sure. No, it does not deter me. I did end up going to that store, but a different location, and I was a little disappointed in their skincare selection, so I'm not as motivated to go to that particular store anymore, but that accident wouldn't keep me from going to that store or that part of town by any means, you know. It happens. Same video, Magical Miss Maya says, I'm glad you're okay. I'm so sorry this happened to you. Hope everything works out with the insurance. Sending hugs. Thank you so much. And yes, it it did work out. So thank you both for the comments. Dana Cormant says, I'm glad you're okay, but that's how insurance is the minute you realize you have downgraded. Yeah, for sure. You know, the funny thing is I ended up not downgrading. I thought I had downgraded to liability. I didn't. I still had comprehensive. I had just downgraded my deductible. I think I went from like $1,000 deductible to a $2,000. And my first reaction was to immediately bump it up just in case something like this happens again to like 1,000 again or 500. But before I do that and end up paying, you know, it's way more per month to reduce your deductible. I'm going to talk to this other insurance company about what they have before I change my current coverage. So, yeah. Thank you. Going to my vlog, episode 148. I don't know how, I'm thinking we'll cut through right here. Yeah, we'll just go through here. I was going to go all the way down and all the way around, but we'll cut through here because it is starting to get a little dark. Careful for the cacti, babies. Asia says, you and Apollo always make my day better. Oh, thank you. I'm glad. And we still will, even into 2026. Coaster Pursuit, be there. And once I get the Patreon up and running, and if that's something you decide that you want to participate in, I will make sure that part of that bonus content is walks like this, where I'll be most likely responding to the comments on that channel. And it'll be a similar format style, keep you company, but the topic of discussion will be life stuff, maybe touching on crafting will be a subtopic, but the main topic will be theme parks. But I'm sure I'll be like, okay, for those of you that are interested in the crafting side, here's what I've got going on, and we'll briefly touch on it. So yeah, just changing up the stuff. So yeah. Go to my vlog episode 179. Lee 10 Sue says, so glad you're okay and hopefully no more injuries popped up after the initial shock wore off. These types of accidents really suck. When I had an accident that wasn't my fault, their insurance covered everything, including a rental car, while repairs were made and they got it completed quickly. I hope that's the case for you as well. I hope so too. So far, I'm on the same trajectory as you were. Okay, sorry, battery died. But yeah, so far things have been taken care of by the other person's insurance very quickly, very efficiently. Now it's just a matter of how quickly the auto body shop can get their piece done. So, but we'll see. Again, I have a car now. I'm okay. We can get out to open space like this, off-leash dog parks again. I'll still be able to get to work, get around where I need to get around. So I'm fine in the meantime, and thank you so much. Oh no, it did the thing where it reset. Okay. We're good. Going to my vlog episode 173. Magical Miss Maya says, hi Anthony, thanks for keeping me company while I diamond paint. I'll be honest, I thought you had been putting too many videos out. Had trouble keeping up with them. I hope that you're doing well. Look forward to your Flowers in May event. I think I'll be working on flower delivery. Ooh, by You May Art. For that event, listening to you talk about pizza made me super hungry. Hope that Apollo had a great birthday. I think you should do whatever you need to do as far as the amount of content creation, etc. I know some people do memberships and subscriptions. Are you considering doing that at all? Until next time, have a good rest of your week. Thank you so much. And yeah, I do feel like there was a while there where I was cranking out the videos and I got into this habit of, I used to film and edit and schedule a video for a few days out, and then if I had another one in the pipeline, I'd put it out the week after. I'd schedule it for a week out. And the same with unboxings. I used to do one every week as long as I had one to share. Even if I had oh my gosh, what the hell? Hold on. Sorry, I didn't mean to say HE double hockey sticks, but I thought I heard a car. I heard road noise and I was like, the boys turned around and I was like, that sounds like louder than normal road noise. There's a park ranger just driving down this path. I've never seen that before. And he just waved at me like, hey. I'm like, there are dogs off leash. I didn't know you were just allowed to drive on the path, so I was a little freaked out. But what were we talking about? Oh gosh, I completely lost it. I'm so sorry. Oh, content. So yeah, I used to do every week for unboxings, and then I did my stash video, and my goal was to get all of the unboxings done for all the kits that I hadn't unboxed yet, and any ones that I had opened without unboxing early on in the channel's life. And so I had so many that I was like, by the time people see this unboxing that I filmed in September, they might not see it till January or later. So I started doing them every day, every other day, then every day. And then Black Friday hit and I had all these kits, so I just started doing them every day. And I just got into this habit of, rather than scheduling videos to go up in a certain succession, if they were there, then I posted them. Sometimes doing multiple vlogs in a single day. Like if I had them ready to go, they just went up rather than scheduling them. And I just got into that habit. But I wish I would have paced myself. I guess I wish, and I'm glad I didn't. I wish, because I definitely felt a little burnt out because I wasn't giving myself necessarily a lot of off time. I always felt like, ooh, you've got to record. It's been a couple days, even though I could have just waited to post it for a week. But then also at the same time, like with these recent vlogs where I've had them sitting around, I feel like I'm talking to you and I'm like, oh, it's March 20th, when really, when you see it, it's like April something. So I feel like you might be like, oh, he's behind. But I don't think for me it was necessarily me feeling super burnt, 100% burnt out with the amount of content I was putting up. Maybe it was, to a certain extent, but now that we're at where we're at now, and you kind of know, how I'm feeling about the channel in general, I think I was just starting to lose interest in creating content around diamond painting in general, and feeling this urge to switch things up and start, churn over a new leaf and start something completely new that I'm currently very passionate about, and I think I will be for life. I think that's where a lot of that hang up was for me, of feeling kind of burnt out. It wasn't that I was, and life was taking a different direction. I kept talking about I have all these plans for theme parks and that. Like, I feel like that's kind of what I subconsciously meant, is like, I think life is changing in the direction of, I want to start a channel based off of this passion that I've had for so long. And I think that's where it came from. So I'm sorry if I hadn't realized that myself. So it came off as like, the content for single and placing is just overwhelming. I need to take a break. It was more like, the content for single and placing isn't doing it for me as much as it used to, and I've got this idea in the back of my head that's kind of, bubbling to the surface, and I really want to start moving in that direction. I just don't know how to say it or how to express it, or I don't even know if I knew it myself even a month ago. But yeah, even now, just having started to put together the graphics and some of the intro cards and stuff for the new channel, like that excitement I feel about this prospect is like even higher now than it was when I started single and placing. And I've always said this, and this will be the last comment because we're getting close to the car. I've always said that, one of the main reasons that I started skincare and I started diamond painting was, yes, I did want to start creating content and share my thoughts and stuff, but it was an excuse for my spending. I have this channel now, so I've got to buy more diamond paintings because I've got to share them with people. I've got to start this skincare channel because I have this huge stash of skincare and I want to do reviews on it. So it led to me being able to build this really cool little, crafting family. So that's not the reason anymore that I have this channel, but it certainly was a big reason why I started. But this feels different because it's truly something that I have a deep interest in. Everything about it, about theme parks and roller coasters, I love, and I have since I was a kid. There's just something so awesome about this prospect, and it doesn't really have to do with like, ooh, I'll get to spend, it's an excuse for me to visit these parks and this and that. Not at all. I would be going anyway. And come here. And in fact, I think it'll help me a little bit in terms of like day-to-day savings, because with diamond painting, I feel like, oh, I've got to buy I felt like, oh, I've got to buy something every week, or the latest thing I have to get. Come here. But with theme parks, it's more of, okay, I'll plan out, a few trips a year, and I'll budget and I will save. Come here, Dune. And it's not, I think it's actually probably going to be less expensive in the long run to go to, do a couple trips here and there or work something into another trip than it is when I'm like, okay, every week, $130, $140 at Diamond Art Club, maybe a Jaded Gem Shop here and there. I'm sure if I did the math, I've spent enough money to go on some sort of worldwide trip to see all these theme parks. So I'm hoping that it's something. My plan is to post videos on this new channel as I do these trips. I'm not going to overspend on vacations to go to these places just to put up a video. I'm thinking I'll, have a video. I've said this before, but I'll have a video where it's like, let's go to Great Adventure in New Jersey. Let's go to these different parks. Then it might be quiet on the channel for a month or two while I'm at home doing normal life stuff. And then the next opportunity I get to go to something local or a weekend trip, then I'll put something up. And then a few months later, we'll go here and there. But in between that, I'd like to post content about planning and budgeting, my reviews on each individual, or my thoughts on impressions on each individual ride. So there'll be plenty of stuff. I can use that same trip to Jersey to do a vlog, to do a bonus content behind the scenes, to do individual videos about the 7 different roller coasters. So that right there is, a month and a half of content just in itself. So I'll be able to use that one Pete trip to create a month, 2 months plus of content, depending on how, in depth I want to get. So that's kind of the goal, as opposed to, there was a while there with unboxings where I'm spending so much. So I don't know. It's not all about the money aspect, of course, but all of that is to say, I don't think I'm burnt out on diamond painting. I'm still doing it a lot, but things are a changin'. And again, I'll say this for the next however many months to December. I hope that you'll come along for the ride with me. And we can continue to keep each other company and hang out and still be able to see Apollo. But in terms of the memberships that you mentioned, yes, it'll most likely be in the form of a Patreon where I'll include bonus content, such as these kind of just catching up videos that'll encompass life stuff. So yeah, well, Dune, no, I'm not going to let you bring that ball in the car. Come here, Dune. Thank you. All right, well, we're back at the car. I'm going to let you go, but thanks so much for watching and coming along. You can see my little rental here, this white one. But thanks for being here. Don't forget to like, subscribe to Coaster Pursuit. The link will be in the description box, and share that link with friends and family members. Anyone that you think might take some value out of it. Happy placing. We'll see you next time. Bye.